Today we're talking about boundaries. Everyone has some, more or less. Boundaries communicate the line where our comfortable limits are getting crossed. They teach us how to handle demands from others, protect our time, efforts, and nerves. Setting boundaries in our life is possible in many areas: time, personal space, emotions, sexuality, and many more. Boundaries let you prioritize what to focus on for a healthy and happy life. Setting boundaries is important, and I myself fail to do that constantly. Sometimes I let people I love take all my time and space, and this is not healthy at all. We will try to learn more about it today. Let's go deeper into science of creation and maintenance of boundaries.
First, I want to talk about the concept of an emotional cup. Imagine some sort of vessel, like a cup. We fill this emotional cup with positive acts of self care, like good sleep, nutritious meals, hydration, sunshine. We maintain this emotional cup full of all good stuff. But every time, for example, someone needs our help renovating or moving, or asks for something not very convenient to us, or crosses our personal space in any area possible, some parts of this cup get drained. It leaves us feeling burnt out, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Draining our energy causes problems such as apathy or feeling of emptiness, maybe depression, and an anxiety of not succeeding with the given task. That's why we need to protect our energy and set clear boundaries.
How could we actually set boundaries that work for us? Let's start with expressing needs. Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend, in their book Boundaries, state that any confusion of responsibility and ownership in our lives is a problem of boundaries. We have to somehow communicate with people our wishes, needs, thoughts, and boundaries in order to protect ourselves and not confuse others. Clearly expressing your needs and wishes will lead to understanding from others. If you're afraid to hurt someone's feelings, please remember a couple of things. First of all, every human being has basic human rights like safety, freedom of speech, respect, and others. Secondly, you're trying to protect your own interests in order to save more energy on the things that matter to you, such as time with people you love or time to rest and recharge. Another option to setting boundaries is assertiveness. Do not be aggressive, but try to clearly communicate what you want and how you want it. "Don't touch my stuff" gives a clear message, but it is not socially appropriate. We're trying to be as correct as possible here, so a message like, "I would appreciate you taking my stuff after you first asked me about it," is much better in terms of social cues and communication with other people. Saying no when it's needed is always an option. You have all the rights to say, "Thank you for inviting me, but I will pass this time." When you feel that this situation is not right for you, even if your friends are pushing you to do something, remember, self compassion and trust in your gut or instincts is always a self care. Make saying no simple, and do not overshare why you don't want to do it, and don't over explain yourself. It's your right to say no. Protecting your property physically is also a great way to set boundaries. Putting things into designated for you only place, or setting passwords on technology that you use, or making clear Slack or email notifications when you're out of the office. It is extremely important for your well being. Protecting your personal space and belongings is always an issue when you live with someone, like roommates. For me, it is critical to have my own safe space where I can relax, read in silence, or work by myself, not disturbed by others. There are many types of boundaries that you can create. I will tell you about three of them: time boundaries, physical boundaries, and emotional boundaries.
When you manage your own time according to your own healthy sense of how to order things, your own life will work even if your way is different from some efficient, sensible method promoted in a time management book. And Catherine.
Time management is important, and we already talked about it in my first video on this channel. But time boundaries are incredibly vital too. Micromanagement at work is draining. I think it is fine when your supervisor advises you what to do and how to do it, but it's your own responsibility to manage your time by yourself and not be anxious while someone is standing right next to you and staring at you and looking at everything that you do. It is actually proven and scientifically proven that giving your employees intangible benefits like trust, responsibility, ownership of their work is the best motivator, according to Friedrich Herzberg to Factory Theory on Motivation and Job Enrichment. I will link the video above, I think, or below somewhere. And this is an amazing video, and he's an amazing man. You should really check it out. It's very old, but you will understand everything. We say it over and over again. No means no. If someone asks you, please do not touch me, please do not kiss me on the cheek even, please do not hug me, I'm not a hugger, just don't do it. Respecting personal boundaries like personal space anticipates respect to the other person. Do not overthink it or assume something. If the person said, no, please don't touch me, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Especially in neurodivergent person, like a person with autism or ADHD or other interesting things that we have in our world. Respect is respect, especially respect of personal space. Um, this is the hardest for me personally, emotional boundaries. When talking to someone, I usually tend to feel everything that they're saying to me while they're saying to me something. If my friend is upset, she will tell me everything that is on her mind. She will info dump me, and not only info dump me, but also emotionally dump all the information and all the feelings that she's feeling right now. And then in a matter of minutes, she'll forget about it. I, on the other hand, just sponging every emotion, every feeling that she is feeling at the moment, and then I'm overthinking about it. I'm thinking about constantly. I'm playing scenarios in my head, and I cannot stop it. I will either try to digest everything that she's told me, or it's not likely that I will ever digest that. I will just cry, or I will ignore those feelings and bottle them up. So, setting emotional boundaries is very important. It's for your good. And I need to tell you now, you're not becoming a bad friend when you say, "Hey, listen, if you would mind not like tell me all those negative things that is going on, just try to keep it casual and simple sometimes." It's fine when you're talking to someone and they're experiencing some feelings, then you're experiencing those feelings. You're like being an empath. But when it's every day and it's for 3 hours straight, it's not healthy. It's not important for you. You need to save this energy to do something else. It's a fine line between emotionally dumping on someone or just healthy dialogue, you know, and we need to keep this in mind. Now we know how to properly set boundaries and why we need to set them, but how to maintain them in long term. First, make rules or remind people of the existence of some boundaries. Like, hey honey, do you remember that Saturday's me time day, right? It's easy. Second of all, create boundary building thinking. Keep in mind that you're not a bad person or a friend if you say no to some activities. Setting and maintaining healthy boundaries is important for your self esteem, your health, and overall well being. So, protect yourself and respect others. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye bye.